In the Kitchen with WSLS 10 News, sponsored by FNS Building Innovations. Build smart, build right.
We're here in the outdoor FNS kitchen today making a special treat. I'm here with Mary Rapoport with the Virginia Ed Council, and you're going to show us how to make zucchini fritter.
We're going to make this, and it's really very, very nice. If you have a box grater, this is called a box grater. You just take the zucchini after you've washed it and grate it on there, or if you have a little food processor. And what you want to do then is you want to drain the zucchini through a sieve, because see how it's very, very moist?
Water.
You don't want all that water in this recipe. It's fine when you're scrambling it in the just zucchini, plain zucchini, but for this recipe you don't want that. Look at all the water that came out of this. Let's go ahead and start the recipe with you helping me, if you don't mind.
Perfect.
Mix up, this is 2 eggs, and the eggs are important. Number one, they add protein, which is very important, but they're gonna bind everything together. Eggs do many things, and in this recipe, they're really a binder. Okay, so you've got that going, mixing it very nicely. I've made sure that all the moisture is coming. Look at that. Isn't that amazing?
There's a lot, yeah.
It's a lot in there. People say, well, what do I do with that? You know, if you're making soup, throw it in with the soup.
Yeah.
Because that's got to have some nutrient value in it. Okay, so you've got that in there. And then you need a 1/2 cup of green onion. And I use both the white and the green part chopped up. You're doing great. Okay, now we're going to have some salt, 1.5 teaspoons of salt. A teaspoon of baking powder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because it is a fritter. They call for that.
Yeah.
This is my own take on it. A teaspoon of dill. I just kind of like dill this summer. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of crushed black pepper. You're doing great. The last thing we're going to have, again, the egg is a binder, and you're binding this it all together with 3/4 cup of flour. And if you feel like you need to use this instead, if that doesn't work, you can go ahead.
Okay.
And then what you do, you're doing great.
There we go.
You've got a skillet right here that you've got a little bit of olive oil in. I'm going to shove these over on the side. That's good. Rachel, you're doing great. Then you take a heaping scoopful of the mixture. And then you just cook it in a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to have you try this right here.
Okay.
And see what you think of it. This is, I'm going to give this right here. And you can serve it with sauces. This is garlic aioli, Indian sauce that we think of. It's tzatziki. It's like sour cream and cucumber, and it mixes together with that. And you cook it so that it's really crunchy and like a fritter. And let me tell you, there's no kid in the world that wouldn't love this. Even if Megan, what do you think?
That's great. I really like it with the garlic aioli.
The garlic aioli is one of my very, very favorite, and they sell it in the grocery store. It's called aioli, like that.
Perfect.
And you can see how I'm doing this. I'm putting this in here. And again, if you don't have one of these, no worries. Just use a tablespoon, and you want it like this. This recipe makes...
That's great.
Isn't that delicious? Very different take on zucchini. And this makes 16 of them.
I never would have thought to make it this way.
But isn't that nice? And they cook up in no time at all. You could actually do the mixture all up earlier in the day and then just fry them up when people are there. Or actually, believe it or not, when I was testing this recipe, I made a bunch of them and I put them in the toaster.
Oh, wow.
I'm talking about the bread toaster.
Yeah.
And they were fabulous. So lots of ways to do this.
I love all of the ideas that you have for us to do this. This is perfect.
This is fun. So
it is
enjoy
fun.
zucchini.
Yes.
The last one in the alphabet, right?
It is.
Wants to be the last one.
It is, and you're definitely going to want to try this at home. We'll have instructions for you on our website at WSLS.com.